light. Dun, 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 dun.
Mindy Thinkwell sat in the small, sterile office of her childhood psychiatrist, her fingers tapping nervously on the armrest of the chair. At just 9 years old, she had already been through a whirlwind of tests, evaluations, and conversations that made her feel more like a lab rat than a child. The doctor, a kind but somewhat detached man, flipped through pages of notes before looking up at her with a gentle smile.
Mindy, you have been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. This means your brain processes information differently than most people. It can be challenging, but it also comes with unique strengths.
Mindy felt a mix of relief and confusion. She had always known she was different. Her mind raced with a million thoughts, often colliding and spiraling into chaos. But hearing it labeled as a disorder made her feel broken.
But what does that mean?
It means you have an extraordinary ability to see patterns where others see chaos. If you learn to harness that, it can become your superpower.
Over the next few months, Mindy struggled to understand her diagnosis. School was a constant battle against distraction. She found herself daydreaming during lectures, her mind drifting to fantastical worlds where ideas grew like trees and solutions bloomed like flowers. One afternoon, while doodling in her notebook, Mindy sketched a sprawling garden filled with trees labeled with words like creativity, imagination, and solutions. Each tree was connected by winding paths, and she imagined what it would be like to walk through this garden of ideas. Suddenly, a Thinkwell ignited within her. What if she could turn her chaotic thoughts into something tangible? What if she could create a real idea garden? With her mother's encouragement, Mindy began to explore her passion for architecture and design. She spent hours sketching blueprints of her idea garden, envisioning it as a place where thoughts could grow and flourish. By the time she was a teenager, she had developed a unique style, blending her architectural skills with her imaginative vision. One day, while volunteering at a local community center, Mindy met a group of children who struggled with their own thoughts and ideas. They were bright, creative, and bursting with potential, but they lacked the tools to organize their minds. As she watched them struggle, Mindy felt a surge of determination. She decided to become Mindy Thinkwell, the architect of ideas. She would help these children transform their thoughts into a vibrant landscape of creativity.
Welcome to the NeuroNexus. Here we will build our idea garden together. Each of you will plant a seed of thought, and we will watch it grow.
As the children shared their ideas, Mindy guided them in linking their thoughts. They created a sprawling garden of interconnected concepts, each idea branching out like the limbs of a tree. The children gasped in awe as they saw their collective creativity come to life. Word quickly spread about Mindy's revolutionary NeuroNexus. Parents and educators were amazed at the way it unlocked children's imaginations and fostered collaborative learning. Soon, Mindy was inundated with requests to host NeuroNexus sessions across the city.
I've never felt so connected before. It's like we're all part of the same dream.
Mindy marveled at the way the NeuroNexus unlocked the children's potential, allowing them to transcend their individual limitations and work together as a collective mind. She watched as shy kids blossomed with confidence, and children with learning differences found their voices and contributed in meaningful ways. As the NeuroNexus sessions continued, Mindy began to see patterns emerge. Certain children seemed to gravitate towards specific roles, almost instinctively. Some were natural leaders, guiding the group and synthesizing ideas. Others were visionaries, dreaming up fantastical concepts that pushed the boundaries of the virtual world. And there were the builders, the problem solvers, the storytellers, each child bringing their unique strengths to the collaborative effort.
Organizing thoughts visually was only part of the solution. To help navigate ideas, I developed data dendrites, a system that projects search engine results as climbing vines throughout the idea garden. Imagine if we could climb the vines of knowledge and gather information to help our ideas grow.
As the children climbed the virtual vines, they discovered information that enriched their thoughts. They learned to combine their creativity with research, turning abstract ideas into concrete plans. The garden flourished, filled with vibrant colors and the sounds of laughter as the kids collaborated. Despite the success of the neuronexus and data dendrites, Mindy noticed that some children still struggled with focusing their thoughts. Inspired by the fireworks that lit up the night sky, she created focus fireworks, a technique that concentrated scattered thoughts into laser guidance systems.
When you feel overwhelmed, imagine your ideas exploding into a beautiful display. Then, pick one firework to follow. Let it guide you.
The children embraced this technique, finding clarity amidst the chaos. They learned to prioritize their thoughts, channeling their energy into specific projects. The idea garden became a place of focus and creativity. Over the next few months, Mindy struggled to understand her diagnosis. School was a constant battle against distraction. She found herself daydreaming during lectures, her mind drifting to fantastical worlds where ideas grew like trees and solutions bloomed like flowers. One afternoon, while doodling in her notebook, Mindy sketched a sprawling garden filled with trees labeled with words like creativity, imagination, and solutions. Each tree was connected by winding paths, and she imagined what it would be like to walk through this garden of ideas. Suddenly, a Thinkwell ignited within her. What if she could turn her chaotic thoughts into something tangible? What if she could create a real idea garden? One evening, as Mindy stood in her own idea garden, she reflected on her journey. The trees swayed gently in the breeze, each one representing a child whose life had been touched by her work.
Together, we will continue to grow.
And as the sun set, casting a warm glow over the landscape, Mindy Thinkwell knew that the architect of ideas would always be there, nurturing the seeds of creativity and helping them flourish in the hearts and minds of children everywhere. Mindy Thinkwell knew that her journey was not just about her own story, but about the stories of countless children who would learn to see their distractibility as a superpower. With each new idea garden planted, she believed in a brighter future where creativity thrived and every child could become the architect of their own ideas. As she looked out over the horizon, the possibilities stretched before her like an endless garden, waiting to be cultivated with imagination and wonder.